Hey, welcome to this podcast where the truth is released to inspire you to find your voice, bring out the gold within you, and help you reach your full potential to roar out loud in the world around you. I'm your host, Mary Street. This podcast is where we believe in turning up the volume on life's practical tips, impart insightful wisdom, as well as share life stories of triumph, resilience, and passion. Get ready to amplify your life and ignite your courage. This is Roar Out Loud. Hey friends, I'm so glad that you're here with me today because today is a milestone day. And why do I say it's a milestone day? Because as I'm sitting here recording this episode on the Roar Out Loud podcast, it is our 50th episode. And that, friend, is epic. It feels so epic to me. And as you're listening, just take that. It's epic. There's something on the 50. It's huge reaching that point of a 50th podcast episode. 50 episodes. Can you believe it? So I know on our last podcast, I talked about our stats, and it's so fun. I love that every single week our stats are growing. As we keep putting out these episodes, we're seeing them go up and up. And right now, the fun fact, here we go. Can I have a drum roll, please? Okay. The fun fact is we are in 33 different countries now. Yes, you heard that right. I said 33 countries. And we've now reached 290 cities and counting. It's climbing, friends. There are many of you guys listening to the Roar Out Loud podcast. And friends, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. That tells me that this is giving you impact. It's making a difference in your life. You're wanting to keep joining. You're wanting to keep listening. And I want to encourage you, share the podcast. Share it with your friends. Share it with your family. Share it with people that you come into contact with that you can see that this is going to create value in their life. Share the podcast. And I also want to encourage you to leave a review. Leave a review. We need your reviews because with the reviews, that's how this podcast continues to grow and grow. When people share it, but also when you leave a review, because people find the reviews and they see it and they go, oh, yes, this is what I want. So let us know how the Roar Out Loud podcast is impacting your life and creating value for you. So here's the deal. After 50 episodes, yes, after recording 50 episodes, I've realized the roar, yes, the roar is not about being super loud. It's about being real. It's about being authentic. It's about just releasing who you really are. And every single time we record, whether it's myself or whether it's guests, I'm like, just be authentic. Because when we carry our authentic self into a situation, wisdom and revelation, I believe, comes and settles on us and releases through us. I've seen that many times as we've leaned in and we've hit that record button and shown up fully ourselves. And guess what? The spirit of wisdom and revelation shows up. God shows up. And there's so much released. And I love it. I love doing this. And it's so crazy to think about. I've hit the record button 50 times, probably more than that, because we've had to start and stop and start and stop. But we've literally recorded. This is our, like I said, our 50th episode. And I hit that record button 50 times through seasons of great growth in my own life. Every episode, I'm growing. It's challenging me. It's challenging me to show up. 50 times I've hit that record button through seasons of great laughter and great joy. And 50 times I've hit that record button through seasons of frustration. Not every single time that I sit behind this microphone and start to record am I feeling joyful and want to laugh. There are some days, like even last night, before I knew what I was going to speak on, I was like, oh man, this is our 50th episode. It needs to be amazing and powerful and impactful. And I've got nothing. I feel like I have absolutely nothing. And it was my husband that looked at me and said, do it on 50. 50 is a Jubilee number. What have you learned by doing all these episodes? How have you shown up? What are you growing into? And I'm like, that's it. That's perfect. That's exactly it. So 50 times through the highs, through the lows, 50 times through different seasons, we've hit the record button. 50 times in the frustration. 50 times I've hit the record button when I've wanted to literally throw in the towel and go, I'm not doing this anymore. It feels hard. I don't want to show up. I don't want to do this. It feels hard. But there was something inside of me. I knew God was drawing me and inviting me deeper into this space. We show up even when it feels hard. 50 times I've hit the record button and I've stepped out even when I was afraid. 50 times I've hit that record button even when I felt like an imposter. You know, sometimes we can have that imposter syndrome. Like, who am I? Who am I to talk about these things? Who am I to show up when I still am struggling a little bit in life? And I've realized that is just being real and being authentic. You don't have to be perfect. I realize that. I don't have to be perfect. You just have to make progress. And sometimes I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, Mary, you don't have to be perfect. You just have to step out and have forward movement and make progress. And so no matter if you feel like an imposter, step out. Just do the thing, step out 50 times. Literally, when I've hit that record button, there was a night before where I could have been up editing, maybe doing a thumbnail on a previous podcast or something. And I felt so exhausted. I didn't want to do it. 50 times I've stepped out before I hit that record button, making the different graphics for these, the thumbnails and all the different things, like I said, 50 times. 50 times before the morning of podcasting or the morning of podcasting, I've had those cups of coffee because I needed it desperately. And I'm like, okay, here we go. I may not feel like it, but I'm doing it. Here we go. And guess what? Our 50th podcast today, and I'm still here. I still have shown up, and I'm still learning. I'm still growing. I'm still choosing to step up, release my voice, and roar. I'm still inviting people on, and I'm having them step up and release their voice and roar. So what's behind the why? Why do we do that here? Why do we choose to step up? Why do we choose to roar out loud? Roar out loud has been not so much about having a microphone. I look down because I'm like, yes, my microphone's sitting here right in front of me. It's not about having that microphone or having like a big platform or trying to do something like that. It's always been about you. It's always been about helping people grow in who they are called to be. It's about helping people grow in their leadership and how to show up in life and begin to lead themselves well. It's about helping you find your voice. It's about helping you grow closer to God because without Him, you can't lead yourself well. It's about showing up and being uniquely who you're called to be, who you're designed to be. It's about releasing your voice and uniquely releasing your story because nobody can tell your story like you can tell it. You've walked through the valleys. You've walked into the mountaintops and you've come out on the other end of the valleys with scars. And those scars are your badges of honor. Nobody can tell your story like you. It's about empowering you. Roar Out Loud is about empowering you to show up powerfully right where you're called to influence, where you're called to be. It's about showing up powerfully in your family, in your business, in your community, in your school, or wherever your mission field, your sphere of influence is. Because when you lead yourself well, you lead others even better. I want to say that again. When you lead yourself well, you lead others even better. And when you find your authentic voice, guess what, friend? You create impact that isn't just for a little while. You create impact that lasts when you truly rise up and choose to show up. And when you find your voice and release your voice, you create impact for others. So today, we celebrate this 50th episode of learning, of laughing, and leading. We celebrate it. So, friend, it's super exciting for me, and yet it is a celebration day. So, I'm ringing the victory bell. It's victory that we've hit our 50th episode. All right, so with that, I want to share with you, I want to give you a 50th episode survival guide. Are you ready for it? It's a survival guide on life, on leadership, and how to keep showing up. So these are the lessons that I've learned from the mission field, from sitting behind this microphone, and from life itself. And some of these are going to be funny. Some are like hard learned lessons that I've had to lean into. The reality is all of them have shaped this roar. All of them have shaped this voice really rising up and coming out. So, okay, get ready, friend. Here we go. The 6 survival rules, Mary's gold nuggets of podcasting and life and leadership. Here we go. So rule number one, don't wait until it's perfect. Don't wait until it's perfect. I cannot tell you that enough. Leading into this space of podcasting, I'm like, everything has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. And I kept hearing my mentor's voice, step out. Don't do it perfect, because it's never going to be perfect. God is perfect, but I'm not perfect. I'm never going to be perfect. And it's okay to do things a little messy. So guess what? Step out. Doesn't have to be perfect, and hit the record button. Do the thing. Do what you've got to do, but step out. That's rule number 1. Progress beats perfection every single time. I'm going to say that again. Progress beats perfection every single time. You don't have to be perfect. Don't perform. Just show up your authentic self and make progress. You can't edit what you never start. Step into it. Make progress. Step in, step out, and go for it. Literally, go for it. The only thing usually holding you back is your fear. I want to say that again. The only thing usually holding you back is your fear. So do it afraid. That's what my mentor used to tell me all the time. Do it afraid. Just step out. If you never step out, you're never going to go anywhere. Okay, friend, rule number 2. Coffee helps, but your calling sustains you. I say coffee because I love coffee. I'm like, I need my coffee in the morning. Yes, your coffee helps. It helps wake you up sometimes. But here's the reality. It's your calling that brings you to that place of, man, I really want to show up because I know my why. I know my who. I know who I'm called to. I know who I'm called to impact. I know that I've got to do this. So here we go. The caffeine, yes, I love coffee, like I said. The caffeine high, it runs out by noon. That's the reality of it. You're like, I need another intravenous shot. Maybe not. The caffeine runs high. But it runs out by noon. You got to know your why. Knowing your purpose has to carry you further. It's got to carry you further. It's not about all those other things. It's your why. So, okay, rule number 3. Here we go. Rule number 3. You won't always feel like showing up and releasing your roar, releasing your voice, and like really just going for it. And friend, that's okay. The thing is that you show up. Real leaders, sometimes they show up and they may not feel like releasing what's inside or what they're called to do. And sometimes it comes out not as a roar, although it still is a roar because you're showing up and you're releasing it. Sometimes it comes out though as a whisper, on some days when you don't really feel like it. Here's the thing, authenticity. That's what it is. You're showing up in authenticity. Authenticity always needs to be louder than your hype or whatever it is. It needs to be louder than that. Just be authentic. That's what you want. Be authentic. Be authentic. Okay, so number 4, laugh at the bloopers. You got to have fun. You got to be silly. You got to be stupid sometimes. And sometimes the way words come out, maybe you've got to stop your podcast and start all over again. Maybe you were saying something and you like literally slur your words from being tired or whatever it is. There's going to be stupid moments, and it doesn't mean you're a failure. There's going to be crazy moments, and bloopers are okay. And it's okay also just to show up silly sometimes. Again, it's being authentic. And when you have bloopers, when you have screw ups, when you mess up here and there, and they may be funny or they may be serious ones, regardless, they're proof that you're growing because you're still choosing to show up and you're still choosing to say, you know what, I didn't do that so good. But it's okay. We move on. Or that sounded so stupid. But you know what? I'm not stupid. It's okay. We're just moving on. And mistakes, those types of bloopers, they mean movement. You're going somewhere. And if you can't laugh, you're going to lose your joy. I'm going to say that again. If you can't laugh, especially at yourself, you're going to lose your joy. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to be stupid. It's okay to make mistakes. Just show up authentic and choose joy over those moments that may not feel so great or that may feel a little humiliating or a little crazy. It's okay. And you're going to survive. I promise you. Okay, we're almost at the end of this. Rule number 5. The mic doesn't make the message. It's your story. Your story makes the message. Your daily walk. How you choose to show up. That's what makes the message. You, my friend, you are the message. I want to say that again. You are the message. It's your honesty. It's your willing to step into healing. It's your journey into healing. It's what you choose and how you choose to show up. It's your story. It's who you are that connects people to you. You are the message. So last one, rule number 6, keep showing up even when you don't see the impact. When we started this podcast and we were even 10 in, we weren't seeing the impact. Even at 20 in, we weren't fully seeing the impact. And we're like, oh, do I need to keep going? Do I need to keep doing this? Well, yes, because my yes is my yes. And faithfulness has a ripple effect. It does. Faithfulness has a ripple effect. You can't always see it right at the get-go. You don't see it sometimes right when you go out the gate. You don't see it 20 podcasts in. You don't always see it, 30 podcasts in. And then all of a sudden you start seeing it. You don't always see it when you write that first chapter of your book. You don't always see it after 10 chapters, even after 15 chapters. But you see it when you're at the end, when it reaches the last edits, when you're sending it off to people to get the forward and to get their endorsements. You see it and it's like, wow, it's the faithfulness. Faithfulness has a ripple effect. You can't always see it, but it's always working. So let me just pause right here and just say this. You might not have a microphone in front of you. You might not be called to a podcast, and that's okay. You might not have that microphone in front of you, but you have a sphere of influence. You have a voice that's called to be released. Wherever God puts you, wherever you're called to. Maybe it's in the hospital. You're working in a hospital. Maybe you're a nurse. Maybe you're at In-N-Out Burgers working there, doing the chip fry or baking hamburgers or Maybe you're working in Hobby Lobby or Target or someplace like that. You have a sphere of influence. You're called to rise up, and you're not only called to lead yourself, but you're called to lead others as well. You have a space where your voice matters, whether it's in your home, whether, like I say, in all those other places, those are your workplaces, whether it's in your workplaces, it's in your creative calling. What are you created to do? What are you created to do? It's in your friendships. Who are you called to? Where are you called to? That's where you're to influence, you're to rise up, and you're to influence, and you're called to take up space. And it's okay. It's okay to take up space and to rise up and be authentically, fully yourself. And you know what? The same rules apply across the board. Don't wait until it's perfect. Keep showing up and laugh at the mistakes. Let's just laugh at the mistakes. Ha 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 ha. Let's just laugh. Can we just laugh about that? That's the reality. You got to laugh sometimes. Sometimes it hurts. Sometimes you feel like crying. Sometimes it feels hard. And you just gotta laugh. Because here's the truth. Growth isn't glamorous. And that's why we laugh. You gotta laugh. Otherwise, you're going to just keep on crying. That's the reality. Growth isn't glamorous. It's gritty. It can feel hard. And sometimes it feels like you're like drudging through mud. And it can feel painful, but also joyful. And growth in its own right, it really is just a holy space when you lean into it with God. And it's so worth it. So wherever you're called to influence, just keep showing up. Just keep showing up powerfully and show up authentically. And in that space, own it, because that's leadership. That is your roar. That's releasing who you're called to be. And after 50 episodes, I've realized something simple, but yet so powerful. The roar isn't about the loudness of it. The roar is about the realness of it. I want to say that again. The roar isn't about the loudness of it. The roar is about the realness of it. It's about the authenticity of it, of what you're doing, what you're called to, how you're called to show up, and who you're called to influence. Just be real. Be authentically, fully yourself. And sometimes the roar, it speaks softly. And sometimes that roar comes out so powerfully. And it's true. It's just so powerful. And it shakes everything that's around you. It shakes the people into like, oh yeah, this means something. But sometimes so does that whisper. Sometimes so does that just simple truth. And the bottom line is show up authentically. Keep stepping out. Keep releasing your roar. Becoming who you're called to be. Becoming the leader you're called to show up as. Even when it feels hard. Even when it doesn't feel that great. And you feel like everything inside of you is being stretched. Keep showing up. It's about being the kind of leader who shows up, who leads from that place of, yeah, I'm working towards wholeness. I'm becoming whole. I'm becoming all who I'm called to be. And it's that leader who keeps showing up and chooses to love from that deep place and know your why, because it's in the why that you can love fully. Hey, I'm called to these people. I'm going to step in. I'm going to love them with everything that I am. I'm called. I'm going to do it. I'm going to choose to show up and be that leader who vows to continuously just show up my authentic self in every season. And that's what we do here. That's what we do at Roar Out Loud. That's what we do in our ministry, Roaring Hope International. That's what we do. We're called to roar. Our mandate is to raise up leaders who will step out and release their voices. Raise up leaders who are called to step out, release their voices, and be the ones that rise up and lead with strength, with love, with a servant's heart, and being fully you and fully authentic. And that's why we show up here every single time we record an episode. That's why we show up for you, and we show up for us because we're growing in it too. I'm growing in it. We're called to help people like you discover your calling and how you're called to show up and grow in what you're called to do as well. So stand in your sphere of influence. Use your voice to bring that light, to bring that breakthrough, to bring that freedom. Stand in that place. Use your voice to really crack open the dark spaces around you and around others and bring truth into the world around you. That's a challenge that I want to leave with you. So, friend, here's to the next 50. Here's to the next 50 to be real, to rise up, to be fully yourself, to continue growing and to continue learning and continue to roar out loud. Together, we're going to make an impact. So friends, thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing the podcast. Thank you for being a part of our journey. Here's the truth. You're not just tuning in to just another good podcast. I believe that every one of you listening out there, you are part of a movement. I want to say that again. You are part of a movement. So until next time, keep leading yourself well. Keep showing up. Keep choosing to be authentic and release your voice into your sphere of influence. And most of all, just keep roaring out loud. Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this podcast, hit subscribe, leave a review, and share it with your friends and family. Always remember, your voice matters. Your dreams are worth pursuing. And you, my friend, have the power to roar out loud.